of in your life?
I'm most proud of my relationship with Jesus Christ.
Why?
Because ultimately, that's why I feel like I'm here, is to have a relationship with what created me, and living my life for Him makes everything else around me so much better.
I saw in the documentary that you wish you could get rid of your tattoos. Why?
These are good questions. I used to feel that way, just because I thought people looked at me differently when I had them and judged me because I had tattoos. But now that I look back at it, it's part of my story, and I think about how many more people out there have tattoos now, and how many people would listen to me talk about not getting tattoos since I have tattoos.
How did it feel when you did the drugs, and how did it feel when you stopped?
At the time in my life when I started doing drugs, it felt like it was an escape, it was a way out from living everyday life. And when I stopped doing the drugs, it was exactly the same. It was a relief, and it was me finally realizing that I don't need anything to put in my body to make me feel different, to be okay with myself, and that's why my relationship with Christ is so important to me.
You must have been so depressed when you were injured and couldn't play baseball. What would you do differently now if you were not able to play?
I've started taking a lot of photographs the last few weeks. I really like taking pictures, and I'm really good at it. I think I'd like to take pictures of wildlife and nature, sunsets, animals. I used to want to be a weatherman, but I changed my mind. I think I'm going to be a photographer.
Some kids who look to you as their role model might think if Josh Hamilton can do drugs and drink alcohol and still be a great athlete, that they can too. What would you say to them?
Well, I think I went through it, and God allowed me to come through it so I could share the story of why not to do it, and why I hope they don't think that way, because everything I loved was taken away from me because of the drugs and alcohol. And it was, my family, my wife, my parents, my kids, everything in my life was taken away from me, and nothing good came out of using drugs. So anytime I think about using them again, I think about all the bad consequences, all the bad stuff that comes with it, because it far outweighs any kind of goods that come from it. There are really no goods that come from it.
What would you say your overall message is for people? Is it not to do drugs, or is it more than that?
It's definitely more than that. My biggest thing is for men, listen to your wives 95% of the time. The other 5% are up for grabs because you're not right anyway. So it's, my wife told me that God was going to allow me to get back to baseball, and my wife didn't know me as a baseball player. She never saw me play or knew me as an athlete, and she said, God's going to allow you to get back to baseball, but it's not going to be about baseball. It's going to be about sharing with people how He brought you back, and how He got you through that storm, that season of your life. And every day I get the opportunity to share my story with people and tell them how He's done that, and that's what it's about. And the drugs and the tattoos are, they're called, people use drugs to have addictions. How many people have addictions of some sort? And how many people have tattoos of some sort? And if I'm on this platform and I can reach these people and they'll listen to me, and I let them know that it's okay, to make mistakes, but you got to learn from those mistakes, and you got to be able to bounce back from them.
That's it.
That's it?
Yeah.
That was a great interview. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Hey, baby. What's up? Nice jersey, by the way.